we are the Center for STEM Education and the STEM Pre-College Program, which is a component of the Center for STEM Education, where we are actually providing STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, enrichment for not only the Charlotte-Mecklenburg, but also the greater surrounding area. And so traditionally, the program has also served students in Cabarrus, Gaston, Union, and various other counties that also are in close contact and close proximity to Mecklenburg County. As you can see here, this is our staff. As I said earlier, I am Dr. Victor Mack. I'm the new director for the program. You see my contact information as far as email and also phone number there. You can contact me directly via that email and phone number. Many of you all who are returning students are familiar with Ms. Lorena Hatcher, who's also serving as a coordinator for the program, or my assistant. You'll see her email there also if you want to reach out to her. And also Ms. Brittany McCann, who I also introduced a little bit earlier, who's also serving as our administrative associate. And to be honest with you, is wearing many hats within the context of the Center for STEM Education. And you see her direct email there and also phone number. So again, this orientation is for our new students and for our returning students, to be honest with you, because again, the program is undergoing some changes as far as what we've done previously. This is an opportunity, and this is actually our first virtual Thursday, something new that we're actually trying. Instead of doing multiple Saturdays during a particular month, where we've actually had anywhere as many as 2 to 3 Saturdays in a given month. We try to focus in on just having one Saturday per month for this academic year, but integrating, again, 4 virtual Thursdays. They'll take place from 6:30 to 8:30 throughout this academic year. We'll talk about major components such as the Saturday Academy program, Summer Scholars program, the Research Experience program for our older students, and some of those basic guidelines and expectations as far as participation is concerned. So again, the program is very much enrichment and also exposure focused, targeting traditionally minoritized populations to more or less garner an interest in STEM. We want those students. We have 2 major goals as far as the program. One, to support college matriculation, having each one of our participants actually going to college. And 2, we want those students to also pursue STEM majors and careers. Many, many moons ago, the program had a 96% graduation rate as far as our students, for those that were actually going on to college, and over 66% of those students were actually pursuing STEM majors and careers. We do our best to identify North Carolina certified teachers and also university professionals, including our graduate students here for the university, to also serve with the program as not only instructors, but also volunteers, speakers, and other capacities in association with the implementation of the program. We also have done considerable recruiting as far as student organizations. We understand, and we've actually heard many of you all's requests as far as getting the perspective from undergraduate students that are actually here on campus. And so we've reached out to several fraternities, sororities, and also groups such as the National Association for Black Engineers. We've also got a Black biology graduate student group that's actually going to be facilitating courses or a class for us throughout this academic year. We have another group that's actually entitled Kids Are Scientists Too, that'll be doing also some science enrichment activities for the program and to serve you all. Again, the program has 3 major components. Our Saturday Academy program, which you've heard me make mention of, where we'll have 9 Saturdays throughout this academic year, and also 4 virtual Thursdays such as this, where the virtual Thursdays where they're not in person, we will be having a guest speaker from here on campus and also within the context of business and industry within the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area. Those professionals coming in to share their education, their background, what a day in the life is like for their careers, and also to give you a glimpse of what their professional commitments are. Our Summer Scholars Program, again, is not so much focused as it has been in previous years as far as the enrichment classes, but more or less targeting specific themes. Where we'll actually have a model where for 1 week, there may be a specific focus on medicine or medical technology as far as that's concerned. There may be another week where it may be focused on physics. Again, each one of these weeks, and we're still in the process of planning as far as the summer program is concerned, even now. There will be 3 to 4 opportunities for you all to take advantage of as far as a particular week that you may be interested in, or you may sign up for all 3 to 4 of those weeks that we may be offering. And for our older students, we also offer the Research Experiences internship program. This program was actually started back in 1998. It was actually funded through the National Science Foundation. And back then was actually called the Pre-College Research Experiences Program. We received initial funding for about 3 years, and due to the great results that we had from the program, we actually received an additional 2 years of funding from the National Science Foundation at that particular juncture. Because also of the program's success, we pretty much institutionalized this program as one of our 3 pillars within the context of the STEM pre-college program. Rising 11th and 12th grade students have the opportunity to apply and also be paired with a scientist mentor here on the campus of UNC Charlotte for a 6 to 8 week hands-on internship program where they'll have an experience in the science laboratory here on campus. They'll be responsible for also producing multiple products, a research paper, PowerPoint presentation, a scientific journal, and other associated products such as the PowerPoint that will also support some follow-up activities where those kids will also have the responsibility to present at, let's say, the science fair, the North Carolina Junior Science and Humanities Symposium, and other youth forums where these students can actually present the research that they've actually conducted during the summer. The Research Experience Program also is an opportunity for those students to also receive a small stipend for their efforts. And so great opportunity again for our 11th and 12th grade students. The Saturday Academy, again, consists of 9 Saturdays, 4 virtual Thursdays throughout this academic year. As you can see, there are various activities that we'll do our best to integrate within the context of the program. Those include field trips, various lectures and demonstrations. We'll be also providing some robotics. It may not be specifically Lego as far as enrichment is concerned. There will be various competitions that we'll do our best to try to encourage our students to participate in, such as the Regional Science Fair and the Regional Science Olympiad. Along with that, as I just mentioned, the North Carolina Junior Science and Humanities Symposium. And also, we have a competition that we do on an annual basis with the other 3 pre-college sites that are throughout the state. Those include Winston-Salem State University, North Carolina State University, and also Elizabeth City State University. We will converge on April 1st for a competition with those other pre-college sites for our STEM Day, and I'll share a little bit more information about it. You will be receiving information as far as SAT and ACT, those testing dates, and we'll also do our best to help prepare our students as far as taking those college entrance exams. As I've mentioned, the Center for STEM Education has been a sponsor for many years now of the Regional Science Fair, which is actually currently being conducted at Philip O'Berry Academy of Technology. And we've also hosted here on this campus the Science Olympiad, which is also taking place, I want to say, off the UNC Charlotte campus at this particular juncture. I forget which school it's at. But in any case, and where it'll be for this upcoming year, we will make sure that we'll get our students involved as far as that, and you will be receiving more information as far as each one of these enrichment activities. Summer Scholars, as you can see, some of the activities that are taking place here. The program, again, was very much focused on academic enrichment classes in the past. We've moved to more of a theme focus for each week as far as participation is concerned. Enrollment, as far as the Summer Scholars Program, will take place in early January/February. You'll have the opportunity to identify those specific weeks that you'd like to participate. And again, a great opportunity for the kids to not only interact with their peers, but also math and science mentors here on the campus. And again, we'll also be encouraging various student groups and organizations to also participate within the context of the Summer Scholars Program. The Research Experiences Program, again, we've had numerous students in the past be very successful as far as this program is concerned. Participating students have not only advanced to the state science fair as a byproduct of their participation in this particular program, but also the International Science and Engineering Fair. We've taken students starting back in 2003 to Cleveland, I want to say in 2004 to Portland, Oregon. In 2005, back then, I want to say we took some students to Phoenix, Arizona for the competition. We've had students also from this area compete against 1,500 other students from across the world. Some of those students even having patents pending as a result of their own research experience as far as that's concerned. I personally witnessed some of our students actually produce, let's say, for example, Jeremy Feaster, who actually partnered with Dr. Tom Schmedeke, and some of you all may remember him from this past summer where he facilitated one of our summer scholar sessions. He was able to actually come up with a low-cost gas mask that he was able to actually feature within the context of his research, and also take it on to the International Science and Engineering Fair and also win. We've seen also several of our students, including Jasmine Gregory, who went on to North Carolina State University, who not only won awards from the U.S. Army and also the U.S. Air Force as far as scholarships from her participation, but she was also invited to a youth forum, a science expo, basically, that took place in London, England. Again, very exclusive and very beneficial opportunity for her and also for her family to have that cultural experience, also to be able to travel abroad and again, be able to focus her or share her research with a broader constituency. And so again, many opportunities for the kids to not only hone their skills as far as public speaking and also being able to do research, but again, also being able to not only expand their peer network within the context of their participation in the program, but also as they expand and get ready to go to college and have opportunities to prepare for those research opportunities on the undergraduate and even graduate level. First day of Saturday Academy. Our first day of Saturday Academy is actually going to take place not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, September 17th. We'll actually be in the Woodward Hall building. I think many of you all are familiar with it that are returning. The Woodward Hall building is right off of Cameron Boulevard here on the campus of UNC Charlotte, and is also adjacent to the West Parking Deck. It's also in close proximity to the track and field facility we have here on campus. And we'll actually be doing pickup and drop off in the SAC lot. The SAC actually stands for the Student Activity Center, the Barnhart Student Activity Center here on campus. We'll actually commence with, again, dropping off the students at 8:30 a.m. in that loading dock area. Parents, you will see cones that'll be there available to direct you as far as traffic flow is concerned. I'll also be on site at that particular time. directing children to where they can actually go for the morning assembly that morning, which will start promptly at 8:50 a.m. Traditionally, and I'll talk a little bit more about the schedule, we'll start with morning assembly at 8:50 a.m. with the first class starting at 9 o'clock. Again, for this first one, you will be reporting to Woodward 106. That's going to be the room we will use in most instances as far as morning assembly and our gathering space. If you do arrive late or if there's some type of complication, we do ask that you report to Woodward 106. Parents, we do ask that you also, if you are arriving late, if you would walk your child in, make sure that you find myself or either another staff member that can also welcome your child at that particular time. Students are required to wear name badges at all times. It's very important that we do or are able to identify our participants as far as the program. The key way that we do so is via those name tags. We do have other pre-college programs that are sponsored by other groups that will actually be taking place over in the Health and Human Services building. And I want to say other activities where other populations are going to be of the same age are going to be here on campus. And so it's very critical that each one of our participants wears their name tag at all times while they're participating in program activities. Name badges will be given out first thing during morning assembly. We will ask that you return those name badges. We'll be recycling them. You will be wearing the same name badge, hopefully, throughout each one of the non-Saturday academies we will have for this academic year. From assembly, students will be escorted to their respective classes. We'll have somewhat of a non-traditional schedule as far as this first Saturday academy is concerned. We'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. Again, late arrivals, please report to Woodward 106. And all students will be dismissed again from that same parking lot as far as the Student Activity Center is concerned, to the rear of that facility and also adjacent to the Woodward Hall building. Visitor parking is free on Saturdays, except for the gated parking lots and designated spaces. We do encourage each one of our parents, if you do need to walk a child in the west parking deck on that lower level, we'll have gates open. You will be able to park there at no expense, and we'll be able to walk across the street to the Woodward Hall to escort your child if necessary. All applications, and I repeat, all applications and required forms must be submitted and sent to the STEM pre-college program email prior to September 30th. I know some of you all are still waiting on teacher recommendations. I do encourage you to make sure that you contact those teachers if a reminder is needed. I suggest you render it as soon as possible as far as that's concerned, so that you'll make sure that those 2 teacher recommendations that are required for each child to be submitted are submitted to that email that's up on the screen at this time. Please also make sure that all medical information and other required documentation, including transcripts, are also submitted by that September 30th deadline to ensure your participation moving forward. Here we have a view as far as the campus map is concerned. You'll see here where we've actually highlighted some of the streets. That one that's on the bottom half of the map, that's actually University City Boulevard or Highway 49. The easiest way to access Woodward Hall is from Highway 49. You'd actually take the Kramer Road. I don't want to say exit, but at that intersection, you make a right or a left on Cameron Boulevard to actually access Woodward Hall. Upon passing the track and field facility that'll be off to your left, you will see the west deck to your right. You want to make that immediate right to access the Student Activity Center. As far as that loading dock area, you will see some signs directing you as far as that's concerned up that hill to access Woodward Hall and the area where we'll be doing pickup and drop off. Access to this map will also be provided to you via a confirmation that we'll also be sending and resending this upcoming week as far as that's concerned. Also, you'll see an actual address for the Student Activity Center and that particular lot, 8745 Halton Lane, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28223. If you put that into Google Maps or any other map application, it will give you direct directions as far as access to that particular facility. Expectations. It's very important that you are timely. We do ask that students report in a timely fashion, starting at 8:30, no later than 8:50 as far as morning assembly is concerned, so that students will be on time and we can start promptly as far as program activities. We will conclude activities promptly at 12:30. So parents, we do ask that you return as far as pickup is concerned at that particular time to pick up your child and for departure. We do ask, as part of the enrollment process, many of you all saw information regarding the dress code, participation guidelines, and tardy and dismissal procedures. We do ask that parents and students be cognizant of each one of those rules. As far as dress code is concerned, we do ask if there is inappropriate dress. We will reach out directly to the parents as far as pickup is concerned for that particular child, to either bring them appropriate clothing or either for them to actually leave the program and possibly return with appropriate dress as far as that's concerned. Participation guidelines does require that our students do actively engage as far as participation during classroom activities and are not a disruption, and that discipline is not an issue as far as any activities that take place within the context of the program. Early dismissals and absences, as far as those requests or associated requests, we do ask that you send that to the STEM Pre-College UNC Charlotte email prior to the event date. Please refrain from trying to do it on the day of. As many of you all can imagine, we'll have multiple requests the day of, and so it's kind of hard for us to be able to have that or be able to process those particular absences on the day of the particular event. So if at all possible, we understand that emergencies do happen. I appreciate that. But again, if you do know in advance you will be absent, please send us notification as soon as possible. Again, depending on the severity of the any type of discipline issue, parents will be contacted, and we will ask you to participate in any consultation with the student/child at that particular junction. Parents and students are also expected, again, to arrive on time. We also ask that you pick up your child promptly at dismissal. Cell phones are permitted with the program, but they should not be a distraction during program activities. So students are or will be asked to actually use their phones during program activities to support instruction. And so we do ask that students actually have their phones actually charged and ready to use during all program activities. And we do also recognize emergencies do happen, and we do know that parents may want to be able to maintain contact with their child. So we do our best to respect that. But again, if their cell phone becomes a distraction, if games are being played, things of that sort, the phone will be confiscated and/or we will contact the parent to address the issue. All enrollment documents, again, are required by September 30th to ensure continued participation. And also, if you have any questions about the program, you can reach us at that stemprecollege@uncc.edu email. We do have a very important parent component as far as the program is called. It's actually called the Parents Involved for Excellence. The purpose of the program is just simply, or the purpose of the PI Club is to support the Center for STEM Pre-College program here at UNC Charlotte in order to ensure that student members work to achieve their academic pursuits, careers, and goals. We will ask for volunteers from time to time. We will ask for chaperones. We will ask that parents actually engage with us as far as raising potentially scholarship funds for our students and other things that we can do collectively to actually support our students' achievement. And so again, we'll actually have our first PI Club meeting on October 15th at 11:30 a.m. We'll be in a classroom in all likelihood in Woodward 106, unless another room is actually needed at that particular time. But again, parents will receive notification regarding that meeting and that specific location in the Woodward Hall prior to that October 15th date. We'll also have our second one for this fall on December 3rd, and we will also have two Pi Club meetings also in the spring of 2023. Again, parents are very much welcome to actually come, walk in with their students as far as that's concerned. We do ask that parents not actually come into the classroom unless invited. We don't want the parents to be a distraction as far as the students are concerned. Do very much want to make sure that the parents are engaged, but again, we want to eliminate any distractions as far as classroom activities, unless we've made arrangements for that student or for that particular parent or parents to volunteer in that particular classroom. We have a fall calendar here. As you can see, each one of our Saturday Academy dates for this particular fall. You'll actually see here several dates, not only the Saturday Academy dates, but also virtual Thursdays, also our Pi Club dates that we also made mention of, and also when report cards are due. We do ask that at the end of each grading period, when the students actually receive their report cards, within about 2 weeks of receiving those report cards, we do ask that a scanned copy is actually sent to us for our records so that we can monitor student progress and address any particular needs that they may have as far as within their academic programming. Also, you'll see here some SAT dates and also ACT dates. We also ask that you be mindful as far as those particular dates are concerned. We'll also be doing some SAT, ACT preparation, and also try to provide some resources available for each one of our students that will be taking those tests in the very near future. We do also ask for our returning students in the spring that you'll be mindful of the STEM Day, which was formerly MSCN Day, which will be taking place at North Carolina State University on April 1st. It'll be a full day of activities there at NC State University. The students will be able to participate in academic testing and also some science Olympiad activities. And unlike here at our respective site where they're basically participating in activities with their peers, they'll be able to compete with other kids from across the state. So again, a great opportunity for our students to, again, not only see the resources that are available at North Carolina State, as most of the main activities look like they'll be taking place at their state-of-the-art library that they have there on the campus of NC State at their, I think, Centennial campus. But again, an opportunity to meet other kids and network with those mentors and potential state/national level speakers that we'll probably have there for that particular event. I do notice that I do have a typo on this particular slide. The Saturday Academy dates are not all listed there. We do have October 15th date, and I want to say the December 3rd date also for our Saturday Academy should also be listed up under there. And so my apologies for that omission under that particular list. But again, confirmation as far as dates and so forth will be forwarded to you via email. And we will be sending reminders prior to each engagement. The master schedule tentatively right now, and again, this is subject to change based off of guest speakers that we may have and also student organizations that may be participating, and also some potential collaborations that we may have with other pre-college programs that are actually taken here on campus. But we're looking at basically 2 class periods, period 1 being from 9 to 10:30 a.m. And the second one being from 11 to 12:30, with a break taking place from 10:30 to 11. Students will basically participate in a math class and a science class for each one of those periods. During that particular break, I know that break seems pretty long, but we'll also be engaging you with team building / leadership activities and a couple of brain teasers that also be used to encourage critical thinking and problem solving. And so, again, this schedule is subject to change. The schedule won't look quite like this on the first day as far as September 17th, as we have some activities planned and also a guest speaker and a cross-campus type activity that will also be taking place, engaging the students as far as the resources here on campus. You'll also see here contact information as far as our website. Again, this is a direct link to the cstem.uncc.edu, link to the pre-college program and our program information with the tinyurl.com link. You also have seen numerous times our email as far as the pre-college program is concerned. Please feel free to forward inquiries there, or you can reach Brittany McCann and myself also at the 704-687-8726 number. Again, we will be accepting not only your documentation as you complete your application through September 30th, but if you have any friends that may be interested or you feel like may benefit from this program, please feel free to share this information with them. And again, we'd be happy to get them involved and engaged in the program. And strongly believe that they'll be able to benefit from some of the programming that we've already planned for this semester. And so I'd like to take the opportunity now just to open the floor for any questions that any of you all may have. I'll be happy to address those at this time. I think to keep this diplomatic, if you don't mind, put in your